My name is Reilley, and then who am I here with today?
My name is Abla Hasan.
And what do you do here?
I'm Associate Professor of Practice of Arabic Language and Culture and the coordinator of the Arabic Studies program.
What is your favorite class to teach here?
I proposed all of the classes I teach, so I love all of them. But maybe because my research expertise is in Quranic studies, so maybe I would go with Women in the Quran, which I teach every spring.
Is there a reason that's your favorite class?
My first book was on the topic on Women in the Quran. That's the book, Decoding the Egalitarianism of the Quran, and it was based on teaching the course for 5 years first. So It was based on questions I got from students, class discussions. So it's teaching/research interest for me.
Why is it important to teach Arab culture and have have the classes here at UNL?
This is a good question. I think the globalization of our curriculum is a priority at UNL, and it should be a priority. The United States is assuming a leadership position in the world, which is true. And to lead wisely, you need to know the rest of the world. So to prepare our students to become global citizens of the world, we can do it different ways. You can think of sending them study abroad programs, but to be more practical, that won't happen every day and won't happen to every student. So how about if we open our classroom walls to the whole globe, and we teach cultures, we teach languages, we teach about other religions in our own classrooms. So to prepare our students for the future, I believe at UNL we're doing the right thing by globalization of our curriculum.
So my first personal question for you is, where are you from?
I'm from Syria, from Damascus, Syria.
And then, so what was it like growing up there?
Very beautiful, very diverse. I'm talking about Syria before the war.
Okay.
Before the civil war, before the conflict. I'm talking about Syria before 2011. I left Syria 2007, and I visited shortly 2009, and after that I never went back to Syria for obvious reasons. It used to be very beautiful. The history, the old city, the Umayyad Mosque, the good food, and less stressful life, I would say. Don't get me wrong, I like it here. I like it here. But I have good memories from Syria. And that is mainly because I left before the war.
Yeah.
So probably it's not the same. For sure it's not the same now. But my memories are good memories.
And what age did you leave at? How old were you?
That was 2007. Yeah.
Okay. So do you celebrate or follow any religions?
Yes, I'm a Muslim.
Okay. And what is that like? Tell me about it.
Yeah, people in the West misunderstand Islam as this exotic religion, that, the religion of the other. One basic fact about Islam that people don't know, it's not a new religion, it's a monotheistic revival of what we can call the Abrahamic submission to God. So Muslims who really understand Islam, they think of themselves as one family with believers in God. Muhammad never preached for a new religion, but for the purification of the Abrahamic monotheistic tradition. This is the probably the basic introduction that I can use to introduce Islam to the Western audience. It's the same God. The criteria for salvation in the Quran, for example, is based on believing in God, believing in the Day of Judgment or hereafter, and to do righteous deeds. And now I'm quoting a verse, literally a verse from the Quran. So you can tell it's general enough, it's inclusive enough to include all believers in submission to God and accepting God in your heart as a way to understand life and to answer basic questions. Because what is the purpose of religion at the end of the day? It answers questions that even science at sometimes doesn't answer.
So I am a Catholic, like I grew up Catholic and stuff like that, so I find it like very interesting to hear about other religions. So like for Catholics, we go to mass every Sunday, we pray before every meal. Like what are some like, I don't want to say traditions, but what are some like
Rituals?
Yes.
Yeah. So there is the connection with God through praying, right? There is fasting during the month of Ramadan. There is the annual or once in your lifetime pilgrimage, which is visiting the holy places in Mecca and Al-Madinah al-Munawwara in Saudi Arabia, so the pilgrimage. And it's, I would say, there is the Friday prayer for the community. It's a whole lifestyle. It's a whole lifestyle. Clearly, the visible thing about women is wearing hijab, is modesty in dressing. This is also a duty and a requirement.
So, you mentioned like your hijab. What is it like to to? I don't want to be mean, but what is it like to like cover yourself in a way? Like
yeah, you're not mean at all. You're asking out of your curiosity. This is not being mean at all. So it's first of all, we started with what's your religion, right? So I consider hijab because I'm a Muslim. Otherwise, I would consider another kind of modesty, right? So when you follow something, you follow the guidance. It's a philosophy. It's a lifestyle. Modesty, some people reduce modesty to the way you look or the way you dress. It's the way you behave. And in the Quran, it starts by addressing men first with the duty to be modest in their behavior, and by asking them to lower their gaze. And then it goes from men to women. So it's not a sexist requirement that is restricted to women. It's a lifestyle. And part of your behavior is the way you look. So it's part of it. It's not all of it. Again, it's a philosophy. Happiness, I believe, is in be mindful to what you say, to what you eat, the way you look, and people you surround yourself with. And I know these are some of the topics we addressed in class as well. So it's being mindful to the way you look. It's the engagement between the physical and the spiritual. So someone might argue correctly that I can be modest without having to be modest in the way I look. It's the connection. So it helps. Let's remember it's a visual announcement of your religious commitment. So it sends also a message to the community, right? There is more to it. I have a full chapter on hijab in my first book, but I'm keeping it just simple and short for our interview. For women, for Muslim women, if I want to summarize it in like 2 sentences, sending a public, first of all, it's a public affirmation, declaration of your religious commitment, and it's sending a message about your seriousness as a Muslim woman to your own community, right? To draw an analogy, for example, with dating sites today. So when people go on dating sites, they write about themselves. I care about this, I don't care about that, I'm this, I'm that. This is a visual gesture that you care about religion without having to say anything. right? And it's a way of communicating with other people who have the same interest in religion, just like you, without the need to say things. Muslim women are not expected to or advised to waste their time in endless dating or less serious dating, right? Where you date a man and you spend, I don't know, like, I'm not into the dating culture anymore, like spending the whole first, 3, 4, 5 times talking about what you believe, what they believe. It's an invitation only to serious men to consider a relation with you. And if you're already committed, it's sending a message that you're not interested in less serious relations or sexual relations. I'm not accusing, by the way, because sometimes people misunderstand you that you're not dressed in hijab, you're not a serious one. Not at all. It's just I'm using as many tools as I can when I choose to, because it's a choice. And everything in religion is a choice. Once you force religion on others, it's not a choice anymore, and no one could get credit for things forced on them, right? So it's a choice. It's a tool out of other tools that you can use to express, I would say, your reality from inside to the outside. Doesn't make people who have other choices less than you, right? But again, we're all different, we're all unique, and it's celebrating your unique way of thinking life and thinking religion.
Okay, so thank you for that. But getting off the religion topic, this one's kind of deep, but what are some of the most important lessons you've learned in life?
Listen to my daughter Reilley, if I can use this. I would say it's a strong one. Weakness is a sin. Don't be weak. Don't be. There's no excuse for being weak in life. I'm gonna still use this because you're asking me about the biggest lesson I learned in life. There's a verse in the Quran where a lady who's gonna end being the wife of Prophet Moses, and it's the first time they met, it's the romantic scene they met to, and I'm gonna spare you the story, but she's introducing him to her dad, and she's saying, يا أبت استأجره إن خير من استأجرت القوي الأمين, a verse in the Quran which means, Dad, hire him. Because she wanted her dad to hire him first, and it escalated from that to him proposing to her, and the marriage took place. So she's saying, Dad, hire him. The best to hire is Al-Qawi, the strong, Al-Amin, the honest. Which means it's good to be strong physically and spiritually. Because what is honesty? Honesty is to be strong morally and ethically and spiritually. So two things she described in what could be the best example and role model for the human beings, which Moses is one of them, because prophets on the Quran are role models. It's to be strong, and in our times, it's being strong in all aspects. Be prepared, right? Strong intellectually, strong financially, strong physically. Take care of your health, right? Think smart, work hard, and also to be honest and to be strong morally, because even to stand up for what you believe in, at times or all times, you need to be strong for that. So weakness is a sin. Don't be weak. Don't accept it. Don't internalize the victim role under any excuse.
Okay, so
thank you so much for being here. Thank you.